Okay, so what you say?
No, now we will be populating data from API endpoints
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be showing in those places, right?
Yes, actually, we already figure out our APIs first, because which API we will be worked on. So basically, we worked
Yeah.
on these APIs with these APIs.
Yeah.
So basically, these APIs are fixed, which is already here. And
Okay.
first we required some UI designs first, because when we are create any applications, so first we required some UIs, and as well
Okay.
as we required data endpoint also, because uh, when we are actually start creating our application, so basically backend is important, front end is important, both are important. And now we are doing some integrations, both of things, in a single app, basically for the app.
Okay.
Okay, so basically we are now creating integration process. So integration
Okay.
process when we did, so basically API endpoints comes from this website, and front end we are created first, because that is necessary to display our UIs initially.
Okay.
And if we have any previous design, so we can ready our uh, uh, ready that structure by the
Okay.
code, and then we can and connect all the APIs as per app requirements.
Okay.
So this is the process. Okay, so npm start, and once we start our application, so basically we already created every UI, basic UI, just home, products, contact, login, everything. We
Yes.
every pages are we already created. So now we want to create products data from this product links. Okay, so
Okay.
basically we already ready our uh, basic UI, but this time we are not creating so much beautiful UI, does not
Okay.
required. We need only features based things. So features is, we want to consume product part, uh, category part, so whatever we required, we just implementing only for that particular purpose. UI not necessary at this point. But
Okay.
yes, if you are doing real applications, so that time UI also important, and beautiful UI also important. But this time we are
Okay.
only work on feature space tasks.
Okay. Okay.
So basically in the front end part, we require to implement, actually we need to calling this UI for the front end. Okay, so
Okay.
first we can check it, this particular UI on browser directly, and after this we can see our API endpoints work fine, uh, which is are available here. So this time this API also work in the browser also. Now we need to integrate that API in this section. So how
Okay.
can do that? If we want to integrate that part, so basically before starting we need to go config.ts file, and after that when we go to config.ts file, and after that app.config.ts file, and after that we use provide your vid provide http client. This function is required for API calling. Okay, so first it is
Okay.
need to import in our application. So this time we get some error issue, because we are enabled it as uh, server side rendering also. So for that particular purpose, it's asking maybe this module can generate some server side part also. So just hold on once again, just rebuild whole process, because this app config.ts file are connected with this section. Okay, so basically server side module also enabled with the this particular module. So basically once I added this system, these things, so we need to restart our system once again, and after that we just simply calling our front end product section, and here just we can create a instance which call sorry, first we write private http and call with the inject method. We can use this inject method, and also we can call http client, and this http client is a service class. Okay,
Okay.
and once it is service class, after that we need to be create a constructor, and inside that constructor we first check out our http client is working good or not. And once I use this, and after that we can use this API, and then we can get the response as any, and then we can sorry we can use this code. So this is the code, and now we just simply check it into the console first, where we are checking the product section, products data in this section. So here we get all the product details inside the console.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the way where we can see all the products. And now if we want to create a UI for this sections, so now we can observe we can create PRODUCTS products as any. At this moment we did not know what is the key and value. Basically we did not get the all uh, structure. This is the product structure, product API structure, but I am not creating any object with this. Actually, I am not creating any class by this, and response. Okay, basically in the JavaScript, JSON can directly create an object. So this is actually string to object create directly when
Okay.
we are calling like this. Okay, so basically this particular point already created a object automatically. So once it
Okay.
create an object, so we did not require any key value, anything. But if you want to create it, and if you want to make it, then it is helpful for us for when we are debugging or managing our data. So that time this uh, API endpoints data can be create a class for class or interface by understanding what kind of data types we are using in our application. But this time we are not doing so much complicated this particular process, because we can do it very simple way. But if you give some better structure for your application, so that time you can create an types for this data for this data object, and use that object replace with that object. Actually instead
Oh,
that object you can use that instead of any. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so this is the actually process. So now this time we are not concerned about that things. We just simply uh, uh, response directly set in product API, and once I set it product API, after that I just simply write here product, and here we can use the products page, and once we create the product page, and then we can create div class. And actually last time we are using material UI, so just check out the material UI. If it is helpful then it's good, otherwise we can use it directly. So if we want to use the material card, so basically we need to import this mat module card first. Okay, so basically if we want to use this material, so basically we need to import that mat module, mat card module import in our component if we are using it. Okay, so first we are import it, and once I import, and after that we can use that card code. Here is the code, and we can use this code for our UI. So this is the
Okay.
HTML part, and this HTML part can be copy. Actually I am writing some uh, this code actually comes from uh, tailwind CSS actually. So basically we are using this particular things here,
Okay.
and after this we can use this mat card inside this element. So this
What is what is Matcard? Like it's another framework or
it is it is a component, it is a pre-ready-made pre-built component which is
okay.
developed by Angular team.
Okay.
Basically we already create our own components
Okay.
like this. So basically this is also same type of components which are created by the Angular team.
Okay. It's a pre-built component
Yes,
basically,
yes, yes, it is pre-built component.
and we are importing it and using it.
Hmm. Actually, here I have some extra structure. Basically, mat card module. Actually, this time we are using standalone component. Basically, this component are by default as standalone component.
Okay.
But basically, um, before Angular 16 version, component does not import all the module and components in this section. uh, when we create anything, UI purpose or any mm, any style or UI anything, if you want, so everything are actually import into a module file first, and after then we created all the other file like component, services, so many others file we are used under the module section, under the module file. Okay, so basically it was the process of Angular, which is a which had before Angular 16, but after Angular 16, standalone component are by default. It's actually in default setup is standalone component, and after this we did not require directly create a module file um, before controller. So if I use this, after that I get same issue because it is our extra file we are added here. So once we are added extra dependencies, so we need to rebuild our module, and then we can need to see the output what happened here. So now we can see the output. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the card component, and this card component comes from the Angular Angular UI team. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, so basically it's called when we required to server side rendering. So basically it's recommends us with fetch are need to enable under the HTTP client, HTTP client, provide HTTP client. So basically go to the section, and after this with fetch we can use under this section, and once I use this, then uh, that kind of warning issues will be gone after, because this time it can be work as a server side application, and it also work as a client application.
Okay.
So now it's working fine, everything is good. Okay, so now this product card we get getting here, but now this product card need to create by other component call actually we need to minimize the process. So for that particular purpose I just need to actually I need to create another component for product.
Okay.
Okay, so basically ng g c commo, sorry, not common, components components product, and components folder, and under that component folder we need product card, product card we actually require this. So this product card is created under this component section. Okay, and
Okay.
this card need to copy from here and paste it here directly.
Okay.
When we are using this card from that locations to this location, so we don't require to import this module here. Actually we require to import that module in this section. So mat, what was the API name? This is the API name,
Mat product card,
mat card module, and
mat card module.
and here we need to import that. And once I import this, and after that, this app product card, okay, this app product card need to import here. So basically app product CRT, this app product card need to import here from the component section.
So we are creating one similar to that and we are importing it using it here. Instead, we would have used that mat product card only, right, sir?
Hmm?
We would have directly used mat product card only, right? Why we need to create a separate component?
Basically, actually we put the content data which is actually getting as object. Okay, so this is the object. So we passed only value in that object. So basically, we want to create some extra branches where our code will be simplified.
Okay.
Basically, if our code will simplified, then we can create our extra things very easily. So basically, we are splitting our codes uh, for uh, for the microcode.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, once I import this, and then I just need to see what is the, okay, this is actually not app product card only, we require it call as the product card. Okay, so this is the product card only. So once again I just simply uh, import here. It's it is using as auto import, and once it is importing, and we need to go to check output. But what happening here? So basically just save it. Okay, now we cannot see any output, okay, for this product, because this time we did not have any product part. But now we just use app product card. Now we are use app product card. So basically it's simplified than previous code.
Yes.
So basically this is the UI, but every data goes under this section. Okay.
Oh.
So now we need to implement this product card with the UI part, because this is the header part, this is the title part, this is the subtitle part, it is the product details, and like share button is here, which is our working. But sometimes some UI not work properly. Just I need to see some settings have missing, because if I see the example of this card, so this is the UI which is here. Okay, but now we are not seen like that exactly. Okay, so here have some styling issues, and this styling issues comes from here we have two type of styles setup. One is the tailwind setup also here, and another is the material UI. Okay, both are uses here. So when we set up any kind of extra setup, so angular.json have some pre-built setup which is required. So basically okay, so this custom CSS setup also uh, working here, and then it's also working. So just I want to check. um, Tailwind CSS will be background, and this particular part may be working after the tailwind CSS. Okay,
So the
so
order is important, right?
sometime order is important, because first we use the uh, all basically how is solve this problem. Basically this is the base CSS. Okay, and when we write the base CSS, and we can override same CSS class with new files, new CSS command. So if we are using same class name, but we are override that class in our file, so when we are writing our own CSS in our file, that CSS will be prioritized than library CSS. So basically tailwind CSS is our library CSS, but custom theme CSS, it's our primary CSS.
Okay.
It is a secondary CSS which is our uses for our UI design.
Okay.
So for that particular purpose, I just simply rearrange the code, and then we check out our UI are get little bit better or not.
Okay.
But same problem, we are not get so much extra things, and if we are not get any extra things, I just simply uh, simply comment out uh, 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 by this line, and once I comment out this line, okay, so basically thing is uh, this all CSS is unknown. This text 3xl is actually, if I remove this part, then this parts also unknown, because without this library it cannot be working properly. So
Okay.
okay, if I remove that, then UI not working actually good. Okay, and that then
So CSS is the kind of complicated part.
CSS basically always complicated part, but by the tailwind CSS when we are using, so it's give us some simplifications by creating our UI. Once you
Okay.
practice it properly, then you get some confidence about CSS. But raw CSS is very difficult.
Hmm.
Raw CSS is very difficult, and here we can get other part also. So this is the some UI part where they are recommended these particular things. Just simply want to add extra uh, PR, sorry, PRO DUCT SCSS. Just I use it, and then we can import style URLs here, and after that we can use the product CSS, product SCSS, and CSS. Both of both of files can be added, we can add both the files. Okay. Here I have so many documentations for multiple purposes. Mm, so this is this UI, this UI, this UI, this kind of UI we are we have. But now we just implement the product part. So once I want to create a product part under this section. So at the rate for we can use here, and uh, in this section we can use product of products. Okay, and after that we can use that product here, and also here require track 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 by product ID. Okay, so item of items and track. So not track by required track. TRACK track. Sorry, required semicolon here. Okay, basically problem is here uh, in the product section, this product card section, we are not creating any input options. So first we required PRODUCT product as input property, and this time we just use it as any. Hello, are you there?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so basically now this time I just use it, and as input property as for product, and once I create it, then our front level problem is solved. Okay, so basically every product data is coming here already. Okay, so now we require to see the all the data inside this section. Okay, so basically now we need to render this part into the console side. Required to see console side and here we can see all the data like title, slug, price, description. So expand one data piece, and here we can see title, description, image, price. Okay, so these fields are we are getting here from here. So now once we get the all the details through this way, and then we try to see the data inside here. Okay, so product dot title title. So let's check this. Okay, so here require two curly braces. So title is coming, right? Every
Yes.
title is coming here.
Yes.
And once title is coming, subtitle does not require at this moment, so just I remove the subtitle, and then we can use the product description like this, and we can see the product details also here. Now we want to see the images. So if we want to see images data, so we can render these images through this way. What happened? Okay, so basically let's check out 1 second images, and under the images, first image we can see. Okay, so every images comes here already. Okay,
Okay.
which is are already in available in the database. And
Okay.
if it not have to database, then we can use some extra we can use default image. We can use default image except that.
Okay.
So basically this particular image I am using. If we cannot get image, then we can use the default image. Okay, basically there have image, but that image not rendering yet because servers from the server side does not getting that image. Okay, so basically our card is working now. Okay, and then
Yep.
actually this all CSS are comes from the tailwind CSS actually. Okay, this look quite good.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, everything I written by the when mouse over here, so then we can use this color code till so okay. And now in this section we can use some extra image for this section also. If we data bind here like this, then we can use the product image here by this code. Okay, so this image are visible same. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the product API capturing process, and uh, when I use it, and then we can create the href link. And if we want to go for view details, um, view sorry view details, if we want to say see view details, then we can go products slash product id. Okay, so basically
Okay.
if we want to click here, then we can go for a single product view. Okay,
Okay.
so basically this is the product part, and then we can see the product view part. So what happened, why we not getting the product?
But ID value should be passed, right? For it
Hmm?
to ID value should be passed, right?
Hmm. ID pass here, and when ID is passing here, then we can get the value. And once we get the value, why we are not seeing all the data? Because here we already seen the data. But once we see in this data, why not? So basically, it may be uh, when products card when products card is coming, maybe we need to extra uh, uh, what they recommend. Okay, so basically once we go to that section, if we go to this section, so this href replaced with router link, router router link. This is actually important because when we are press it, when we press the next part, so that time that page was refreshed, and when we comes once again, that time that page not refreshed, because that time router link it work. So
Okay.
basically this time we need to import router link for access the image data. So here we are going, and once I return, I don't know what happening, because from products section data is coming.
So how to debug such issues? Usually for Windows applications, we keep breakpoint and then we can loop through code.
Actually, if we want to debug, so debugger should use in browser. Basically, browser is the proper debugger for the front end applications,
Okay.
because this time when we are calling server side application, okay, so basically problem is maybe server blocks the data, maybe server blocks the data. Actually server blocks the data. If not data coming, then we can see in the product is loading, and if product is coming properly, then we can. Okay. We can also use this particular function, except this hooks, except this constructor, because this constructor is default, but it's actually initiate when our application initiate, then this function will be worked. So basically, if I go, okay, basically this part not working yet properly. Okay, so basically this time we require to know about the uh, component life cycle, because this time this component life cycle will help us.
Okay.
So basically, up this is the constructor, which is first part, and after that we can ng init content, ng change, ng check, ng content. But when we our view are initiate, after view initiate, we can inject this data in our UI. So let's check it's working or not. Actually, first time when is calling, that time it's this data is coming
Okay.
mm, by cache. Actually, we need to use here some caching process, because when we repeatedly we hit the request for the server side, they are blocked our requests when we are calling the APIs. So
Okay.
for that particular purposes, we are not getting proper output.
Okay.
It is a basic bug. Actually, I need to check out why this kind of problem is here, because
Okay.
uh, normally I'm not getting this kind of error, but maybe I used some hydration process. So
Okay.
let's check out.
Okay.
I need to check out this why this kind of problem is happening here.
Okay.
Okay.
So now what is happening is
Actually,
the
data loading problem is happened, but sometime before it's not working, but now it's working. Just hold sometimes, then it's work.
okay.
Maybe it's blocked or whatever. I don't know what kind of problem is here, because uh, we get hydration process. So three component, angular hydrated component, and 43 nodes. So basically they are given some messages for dehydration purpose. I need to check out this why uh, um, page is changed and data is not reloaded properly. I need to check out
Okay.
it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
it works sometimes, correct?
hmm?
Sometimes it's not working.
Yes, actually sometimes it's working, sometimes not working. So I need to check out why I get this kind of issue, because
Sure. Sure, sir.
basically some updations happen, and so for that I need to check out why this issue is coming.
Sure. Yeah.
By code wise it's work, it's are good, but practically I'm not seen when I changes the page.
Oh,
So it's actually happening all the time when we work with front-end framework. So so many code base are changes internally, and they try to optimize the server performance and front-end performance both. So they regularly change so many things internally. So I need to read the documentations why I get this kind of problem and how can solve it.
sure. Sure.
Okay. They recommend these hooks. Okay. Once again I try to change the hook name by this hook name, and I try to once again. Okay. Uh, and today uh, the session need to end. I
Perfect.
just check out the problem of what kind of issues there, and
Perfect.
once I solve the problem, then I guide you for the next class with the next class.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can share this code, then I too will share it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I,
like
I
that.
I shared this